And I know that you can see, hopefully, my screen, the PowerPoint. If you cannot, just let me know. And let me get all set up here. And thank you, everybody, for coming and joining our Get Social Party, the series. This is something that I hope helps you in your every single day journey at in store. It's really designed for our beauty advisors, specifically our counter managers, as I know that you are now really interacting socially because of this new way of working, this world that we live in. So today, I listened to you last week. I didn't want to, I'm going to be very transparent. I did not want to go through the metrics just yet, but you know what? I gave in because I think that whatever is important to you needs to be important to me. And today we are going to take you through some metrics. And I have my special guest Cosette with me today as well. And she's going to take you through another portion of it. And you can see cute little Cosette up there with her kitty. And of course, I couldn't forget about the other little kitty too. So.
Oh my God, I love
it. both cats are represented. And you can always reach out to me with questions that you might have, but really the series is designed to go a little bit slower paced when it comes to breaking things down in specifics. So I'm going to keep a library of all of these recordings that you could find on YouTube and hopefully make it easily available for you. And I welcome any feedback that you might have, any asks that you have. That's very important because you really shape what I talk about and what I end up hoping to teach you. At the bottom, you'll see a few Instagram handles. If you don't already follow Cosette, you definitely need to. She is wonderful on Instagram and so entertaining. And then you can follow me and then our Real Life at Lancome USA Instagram as well. And if you ever want to submit any stories, anything that you've overheard that's really funny in the department, that's PG. Please submit it to that Real Life at Lancome USA because I would love to post stories about you guys. All right, let's get started. So the agenda today is going to be our Instagram metrics, and this is talking about taking your business account, which hopefully you got the YouTube link that can teach you how to make your account a business account if you don't already have it, and understanding how to break that down and making it make sense to keeping your business goals in line with what you post. And then really how to drive growth. And today I'm going to be talking about that through engagement. And Cosette is going to stay on and do Macy's style crew information. And of course, our hashtags at the bottom for you to always refer back to or follow if you don't already. And then what I would really love to get started is GSTS, which would be Get Social the Series 2021. I would love to see this hashtag on anything that you post. It doesn't have to be specifically so that like if I run a contest or anything, I want to just be able to be engaged with you a lot. So if you could just hashtag that can categorize all of the posts that you do, and I can interact, I can like them, I can comment on those things, and maybe I can even post them on the Real Life at Lancome USA page.
All right. What was that hashtag again, Caroline?
It's GSTS 2021. Get Social the Series 2021.
Yeah.
This is our little album, if you will. And I'm just going to flash this up on the screen just so you can be reminded. This is how you make your Instagram account a business account. if you haven't already done so, you could probably even do it now as I'm talking. And before I get to the next slide, sorry, there's a plane flying overhead that in the background. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because you had time to do this on the pre-work. So I'm going to go really straight into the metrics and what having a business account metrics can help you with when it comes to engagement and your following. So as you see here, this is a screenshot of my metrics from a while ago. And I want to take you through how you can utilize what you see here and what it means to you. Instagram metrics change, as some people know, from year to year, and they don't always stay consistent. There's some metrics that you want to pay more attention to at sometimes, and some that you don't need to pay as much attention to. And I bulleted the ones that Instagram says to pay more attention to currently. And the biggest metric Instagram says to pay attention to currently is your reach. And your reach is what shows how many accounts have seen your post. And the reason why this is important is because it tells you how many people viewed your content. And you can ask yourself, was your reach low or was it high? And if it was high, you want to make sure you know what hashtags that you placed. You know, how did people how did they see this post? What time of day did you post? As you can see, it has like every day of the week on mine, and it shows my most popular days. And the impressions are different. So the impressions shows how many views your post has had, but the impressions can be the same person can go back to that and it will still add to the count. So one person can make 5 impressions on your post. So reach is more important to track from a brand perspective because you're going to be able to reach more people versus impressions will show maybe a smaller amount of people that you've reached. But those impressions will show up multiple times just with one account. And then saves are also something that people are really paying attention to right now because these are these bookmark icons that let you, as you could see, it's that one on the very far right that says the number 7 on it. It lets a viewer save to view later. And a lot of businesses apparently are looking more at this versus the likes because you can't, the likes are hidden right now with a lot of accounts. You can't really tell, it doesn't really show up how many people have or who has liked, but you can see who has saved, and that seems to be more important. And then your audience is very important because this will give you the information that you need about your followers. And I have here one of Alex Sanchez's screenshots from a while ago. And I think it's really cool because it breaks it down. You see the percentage of how many women versus men are who follow you and what their ages are. And you can see the time of day that they like to engage and things like that. So you really get to learn about the followers that you have. Something else that is very important is a little hashtag magic. You want to add a little hashtag magic. So hashtags are essentially Instagram's sorting process. It's in the millions, upper millions, where how many pictures are posted or how many posts are happening on Instagram. So in order to categorize them, hashtags are the way that Instagram works. And they also help your post get discovered by viewers that are most interested in seeing it. So without a clear strategy in mind, hashtags become pointless and inefficient. The goal is to be very specific. So you can target the right audience and get those followers to follow you. So hashtags are more important than maybe you have thought in the past. You also want to keep it clean. So wait until the end to do your hashtags. It's hard to read a post when you hashtag, unless you're trying to just be funny. That's totally fine. I do that sometimes too, when you're just kind of like being a little sarcastic maybe in your sentence and you're like hashtag. But at the end of the post is best when you're trying to draw an audience. So keeping it clean at the end, even putting it in your comments is probably a great best practice, because then you have just a nice clean caption, and then underneath it can be hidden in the comments. And so people who are following specific hashtags, they can see a very aesthetically pleasing post. Choosing, the common practice is to choose 1 to 3, and you can't post more than 30. There's like a cap with Instagram where you are unable to post more than 30, and if you do, they may like delete your post or think, because they might think that you're spamming. But you want to choose 1 to 3, and it's fine if you want to put more, just put them in the comments. Let's see, and then you don't want to use the same sequence every single time. They also might ban your account if you're using the same sequence, because using identical hashtags could make it look like you're also spamming users, which you're not spam. And you want to keep your hashtags organized. So speaking to your business accounts for Lancome, keeping them organized, meaning keep maybe a spreadsheet or like I know that you don't have easy access to like a Excel spreadsheet, but maybe having like a page at your counter where you're like, okay, well, this hashtag is usually gets the most attention. So figuring out the algorithm. And I mean, I could probably do a whole Get Social series on hashtags if this is something that you really want more knowledge on. And then figure out your magic number. So I said 1 to 3. Play around with it. See, maybe 4 or 5 works for you. Who knows? And narrow down your hashtags. So make it more specific. The algorithm for hashtags. So hashtag makeup, for example, would be a very large hashtag. You're not going to have much visibility. When you do hashtag makeup artist, now that's a little better because it's a little bit more specific, and it's going to draw that makeup artist that's looking for that. That's how you target that follower. And say you're doing something specific in makeup. So hashtag I can't think of like a specific makeup hashtag. Say it's like special effects, hashtag special effects makeup. Then you're going to get really specific and find that following, which will, if your post is really quality, you're going to jump to the top of hashtag special effects makeup, and you will be the most visible photo on that hashtag album. And so that's why it's important that you want to be more targeted with how you're hashtagging. It might take a little bit more of a brain work. I know that I'm starting to really be a little bit more thoughtful about what I'm posting. Some of this information is also new to me. I had to read up a lot about it and the whys behind it. So there's a lot of really great articles. I just recommend reading the ones that are most current for 2021, because as you know, things have changed. And you want to spend some time researching what other people are hashtagging as well, because those are going to tell you what's trending. And then test hashtags out. So test out related hashtags. Maybe you have an idea to hashtag something that someone hasn't done yet to make that popular. Maybe that is something that's a need within what you're about to post. So make sure you hashtag it. and follow your own hashtag so you can see what's being posted under that. And if you want, create your own brand campaign hashtag, meaning if your store is specific, then you want to make a hashtag that might be specific to just your demographic. That seems to be, that would be important to me as a consumer if I was really interested in following your account. And I know the ask, this meme cracks me up because this is how I felt when everyone wanted to know, how do you grow your followers? And right now, social media is like, you get a follower, you get a follower, everybody gets fake followers, because there aren't really any shortcuts anymore when it comes to building your following. So they aren't going to produce shortcuts these days, meaning like the bots and the the things that people utilized in the past. Now there's a difference between robots versus managers who manage accounts. That's completely different. But bots are not going to produce you long-term results. And followers alone, say you have an Instagram account with 10,000 followers, but you don't have any engagement on there. That's not a successful Instagram account, unless your success is, you're considering what success is and you don't care, and that is to only have followers. So it's not necessarily the amount of followers that you have, it's the engagement with those followers. So your objectives need to be very clear, and they should align with whatever business goals that you have. And targeting the right audience is extremely important, because your audience is going to be the ones that give you that engagement. So being thoughtful and with how you post and with the content that you post, and your audience is most likely going to be your retailer and Lancome's audience as well. So your call to action with this is to follow accounts who follow Lancome Official and your specific retailer. And you mean to tell me I can win some freebies on a Monday? So let's talk about how to learn about the accounts that you follow or who follows you. And this is step 2. You want to draw your followers through engagement. And one of the ways you could do this is by engaging using incentives. 90% of the 150 million people on Instagram are under 35 years old. So that should tell you what kind of content they want to see. You need to engage that type of consumer. And consumers online are more honest, which is good for you because it's going to tell you what they like and what they don't like. Ask yourself what people want all the time in store, and that'll probably tell you what they want online as well. And we all know they want incentives, so you can be creative with this. You should also like and comment on their posts and stories. This is important because if you want engagement, they need to know who you are. And rather than expect someone else to like and comment on your post, take the time to actually, and I would say invest more time to like and comment on their posts and stories, and become their friends as if you would if they were in store, just like a customer. So these people who follow you online are your consumers. So talk to them the way that you would talk to your consumer. I loved this post. So congratulations, Lancome Newport Fashion Island. I loved this post because this was a great way to have an incentive. This reminded me of a Yelp incentive. It's like, show us your review and you get 10% off. So we can't really take 10% off, but you could give them a free sample. So show this post to get a sample. And then it explained that the offer was good until 2/21. Call or come in. It was super simple, very straightforward. I knew what it meant as a consumer. I knew who to call, right? Macy's, Longcomb, Newport, Fashion Island. I want to get a sample, and how to do that. This is how you do it. So really fun. And I want you to also do something. This is your next call to action. I want you to write down 3 incentives you've seen other businesses do that were effective for you personally. It doesn't have to be any type of thing. It needs to have an effect on you personally. So when I was a kid, they would do these like incentives. Candy companies would do these incentives with candies where they would put all like one specific color in a Skittles package. And if you got that one specific color, you won a trip to X, Y, and Z, or, you know, you have your coloring contest with McDonald's. My sister one time won a trip to Disneyland because she did a coloring contest for the local McDonald's, you know? So what type of incentives can you do? So then I want you to think of these 3 incentives that you thought were impactful. Then just find a way to do one at your workplace, and do this digitally for your consumer who shops digitally. And then lastly, with Instagram, I know it's sad when Instagram followers ignore your post. This is totally how it feels. This is step 3. Post and engage with true optimism. Like I said, spend more time engaging with your followers than worrying about if someone likes what you do or like what you post. And what I can liken this to is last month when I gave your Get Social call, I had all of your participation and involvement, except with one thing. There was a few of you who did the contest for that amazing, if you don't remember, ring light. And I haven't called a winner yet because I want to still see how this goes. And, you know, I kind of felt like this when no one posted this contest, but that's okay. I still love you. And you know what? It's also okay because Cosette's cat still thinks I'm wonderful too. And so get ready because your contest still continues. I'm not giving the ring light out yet, but I do want to just give a round of applause to those who did make that effort to go above and beyond and post something on social media. And you will have more opportunities. I will be giving out that ring light soon. I can just feel it. Because I want you to post something, and I'll explain it in a second. So before I do, I want to talk about our Facebook Live. So Facebook Live is going to be a reoccurring thing that happens on longcomb.com. This is an opportunity for you to learn and for your clients to also feel engaged with you. It's going to be with Robert Cook. Sometimes I'll join, sometimes there might be other people who are on, but Robert's going to be the main face of Facebook Live on Longcomb USA Facebook. So please join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And he's going to help give you pro tips on foundation application featuring Tontadol stick. Now, here's where your call to action is, and that is to demystify perfection. So I want you to demystify perfection and show me on Instagram your version of foundation application for today's world. Hashtag GSTS 2021. You don't have to tag anyone. You don't have to do anything. All I need you to do is hashtag GSTS 2021. And you might just win this amazing ring light. So I want to open up this time to talk about any questions that you may have with the information that I just gave you. I know that was a lot of information in a small amount of time, but I wanted to stick to the time frame. So go ahead and let me just take a look in the chat. Ooh, I love how you dropped the Instagram handles. Go ahead and everyone make sure you do that. If you have an Instagram that, ooh, I love the opportunity for a gift basket. That's a great example of an incentive. Go ahead and put you can put your store Instagram and you can put your personal Instagram in the chat. I would love to see it there. This is something for all of us to get involved with. And so I want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to feel seen personally on Instagram if you want, and then also business related on Instagram. So make sure you put your handle in the chat and let me know, do you have any questions before I move on to our next topic? I love how everyone is putting their Instagram handles in the chat. Thank you so much. You can also do whatever Twitter account you might have, or you can put out your TikTok. You have to bear with me with TikTok. I am so fresh when it comes to TikTok. I've had an account just so I can like browse TikTok and learn about it for quite some time, but you guys are probably way more experienced with TikTok than I am. And go ahead and put whatever Instagram account or even YouTube account. Sierra, I see you're on. Sierra also, I know, has a YouTube account that's super fun. Put whatever social media account that you have in the chat and we will all follow each other. Oh my gosh, Amy, you're not too old. No way. We're not ageist here, that's for sure. All right, so thank you everybody for joining me for that portion. I'm gonna keep my Macy's team. If you're not with Macy's, you can, I'm gonna say goodbye to you now and I'll see you next month and I'll see you on Instagram, and I know you're all gonna be posting this hashtag GSTS at 2021. And I will be sending out this link to rewatch this training. So I'm going to give some time for our Macy's to jump off the call. And what we're going to do is go to our Cosette. Cosette, if you could jump in. I think we have the people that we need. Hello.
Hello,
How are you doing
everyone.
today?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for joining me today, by the way. And I know that you spent a lot of time, not just with learning about Macy Style Crew, but for preparing for today, and to really make it clear to our Macy's team what this Style Crew program is about. So I'm going to give you the floor. You have 10 to 15 minutes, however long people can stay on is up to them. And take it away, Miss Cosette, and let me know if I can help you in any way.
Sounds good. Thank you. I will just let you guys know if you have any questions, definitely drop them in the chat, and then Caroline's there to kind of butt in and we can answer them as we go. But yes, Macy Style Crew is something that I think is not talked about enough on the selling floor. So that's really why we wanted to make sure we get this point across right now. So what is Macy Style Crew exactly? So we did put in a little on the invitation, a little video that I did. If you haven't got a chance to watch that, I'll just quickly explain the fact that it is our internal selling platform where you can potentially earn money while posting on social media. So who is eligible to apply to become a Macy Style Crew ambassador? That is any internal Macy's associate, whether they're, a beauty advisor or even an on-call. Any internal Macy's associate can apply. The only time you are not eligible to earn is if you are on LOA or furlough. And application is really, really easy. So it's just clicking a link that is in the guidelines, which we should be able to email you guys the guidelines to your coordinators. So we can't email it to everyone, but we would be able to email it to your coordinators, and from there, it's just clicking a link and applying to become a Macy Style Crew ambassador, and then applications are processed on a weekly basis. So then let's talk about the fun part of Macy Style Crew, which is the potential to actually earn real money. So by creating, you can do it with a video or a photo. It doesn't matter. When we're thinking content, you don't always have to think of a video. Personally, I've only done videos, so my examples will be with videos. But every view that you get from either photo or video, you will actually generate 10 cents once you hit 50 views on any post you share in a single physical month. So if you get, 100 views, that's $10 on your paycheck that you would then see one entire physical month after you have posted that content. So theoretically 2 months after, if you posted it on like the first of the month. So they also bring out contests each month, which, for an example, in January, they had a really fun contest with hydrating moisturizers. So they had, and the contest changed with what, how they would give. So I'm just speaking to the January one, and they would change each month. So in January, they gave the ability for 30 contest winners to win $100 on their paycheck by posting either a photo or a video to their Macy Style Crew account with their favorite moisturizers. How they chose the 30 people was completely based on creativity of the post. Now that can sometimes change. That was just a specific creativity side. Sometimes it'll be based on the most views or other factors like that. But it's $100 on your paycheck that you could potentially win.
That's incredible.
They're awarding 30 people, and that's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fun. So then let's talk about the views per se. So 10 cents per view, which unfortunately does not mean your mom or your grandma can watch your video like 100 times and then that counts 10 cents every time they watch it.
You would just keep it going and going and going.
I wish that was the case. Sadly, it is not. So it is a unique view. So what a unique view is, Macy's is tracking it through your IP address. So every new view, so from a new device or new login, that would generate your 10 cents from there. And then
so I have 3 iPads and a computer and a phone. Can I do all those and it be a unique view?
It would still, so if you're watching it, if you're logged into your whatever platform you're watching it from, if it's the same login, then it wouldn't count. But since I know you have multiple logins, Caroline, maybe you had your personal one on your phone, and then like the real life at Longcomb on your iPad. So that would be 2 views. Because they're completely different there. And then so there was let's see. Okay, so how you would see it on your paycheck. So you wouldn't see it until the end of the physical month prior to actually creating your content. So essentially, it could potentially be the 2 months after you've posted it. Now it would just come up on your Macy's paycheck saying Macy's Style Crew incentive, and it would just be a lump sum there, whether you won a contest or if it was just generated with your views. And then to tell you a little bit about my personal what I've seen and what I've generated through Macy's Style Crew. So Macy's Style Crew is not new. It's been around for 2 to 3 years, but they redesigned it in September. So that is when they started doing the cents per view. And so what I've created was in January, which is why I keep talking in January. And so I posted 2 videos in the month of January, and I generated 399 views. So that essentially is $39 that I'm going to see on my paycheck. I'm super excited. I've never made any money from any of the social media that I post. So I'm like, okay.
She made it, you guys.
And then
And
go ahead.
I'm sure you're going to get to this, but also I feel like it goes well here, the exclusions, the commission exclusion.
Yes, so before, so if you were familiar with Macy Style Crew, when they first launched it a couple years ago, it was the only way you were rewarded through earning was if a customer purchased through your link, you would get commission. However, they've steered completely away from that now as of September. You won't get any commission on anything that a person purchases from your link. You would only earn through the views, and that's that once you hit 50 views in a month period, that's when you start earning your views. And then I'm not sure if I mentioned, but the views restart every new month. So for the month of January, I did get 399 views. So in February, it completely restarts, and it's
so you have to gain the 50 again.
Yes, so you've got to gain the 50 each month. Yes, and then you do have the potential, the more views you get in a single month, there's 3 different tiers. So the first tier is 0 to 500, you get 10 cents. Then the second tier is 500 to 1,000, you'd actually get 20 cents per every view for that month. And then the last one is 30 cents once you go over 1,000. So you really have the potential to earn as much as you're willing to put in. So Macy's is really doing this program for you to share the products they sell at Macy's by posting it on any social media platform, keeping in mind if you post a photo on your Instagram and they just look at your post and not go to the link, you won't get the view. So it's very important that whatever content you create through your Macy's link, you put it in your Instagram bio and have your customers go to the link. That's how you will earn your money, or even on Facebook. So for me, I don't personally post on Facebook very much. I'm really bad at it. And I posted my Macy Style Crew content on my Instagram. And a couple of days later, I was like, oh, I'm not getting that many people because you have to actually physically click on the link, and it takes a while for a follower to do that. Whereas on Facebook, you can share the link. It's really easy to click. And I noticed as soon as I put it on Instagram or on Facebook, so many people were viewing it. My views went straight up, especially using pop-up artistry. So share your content on pop-up artistry. We all want to see what you're posting as well. So it all goes on to how far you're willing to share your content and who's going to see it. So, yeah.
So great. And I also want to emphasize that everything that is done on Macy Style Crew, if you are signed up and registered and approved and all of that, needs to be done in store. So
yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Thank you, Carolyn. Yes, thanks, Carolyn. So everything Macy Style Crew related, it is an in-store program. So you want to make sure that when you are creating your content that you are inside your Macy's store. And then like I said, we'll definitely get the guidelines sent to your coordinator so you can really thoroughly read, because like anything Macy's, there's lots of like fine print in there, but they definitely want you to geotag your Macy's store, so you're not only getting your followers on Instagram to purchase on .com, but you're encouraging them to come into the store that you're in, because theoretically you are doing your post in store and you want to get those customers both ways.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also want to emphasize that this is a incredible opportunity for those people who are driven through social media. Like Cosette, you are a perfect example of someone who just loves and enjoys to be on social media. And this is something totally up your alley. And there's a lot of beauty advisors that can do similar things and make a good chunk of money. But we always want to remember where our priority is. And that is definitely in store, because we all know that the goals matter most when it comes to your productivity and as a beauty advisor. So you want to make sure that if you do engage with this program, that all the other metrics are manageable and taken care of before you invest more time into something that maybe might spread you a little too thin. And I don't want it to overwhelm anyone. And I had a thought, but I can't. Oh, did you mention the part about where the sale lands when it comes to the goals and
So the sale, so like, you mean if someone actually was to purchase through the link?
Yes.
So it is all through Macy's.com. So everything will go to Macy's.com, which is why Macy's Style Crew, when you're sharing it to your social media, you do geotag your store you're in. So that way, if someone is in the area, they'll see that you're posting it on like the geotag when they're searching it. Or even you can use the hashtag like Macy's Sherman Oaks or, you know, whatever store you're in. And then that way you're not only just getting the sale from .com if someone purchases from there, but you're also getting through someone seeing it and coming into the store. Yeah.
So if they purchase through the geotag and they make the purchase online, does that purchase count towards your goal?
No, that's all to do with .com.
Okay.
Yeah.
So always keep that in mind as well. So really the incentive here is the count view.
The views.
The views. So that's what you want to drive. And you could do that through a photo, or you could do it through a video like what Cosette has done. So if that's where I would start, is if it's through a photo, that's a lot faster.
Yeah.
You know, practice doing it that way, because I don't want this whole thing to intimidate. But if there's people who are just naturally talented when it comes to posting and it's easy for them and it's something that's exciting for them to do, start with a picture first, see what that does, and then, you know, go from there. And you have a great resource here with Cosette. And if anyone else knows a lot about this topic, then you could reach out to me and let me know, because I would love to put you in contact with other people who are interested with that. And we all dropped our Instagram handles and social media in the chat, so you have this community to go to. And are there any questions? I want to open it up. We have just a couple minutes, but you were very thorough, Cosette, with what you explained. So thank you. There's a lot of thank yous and a lot of great jobs in the chat. So I want to echo that, Cosette, with thanking you. Will the views solely be counted through posts, pictures and videos posted on Instagram and Facebook?
So the views are going to be all accounted on the Macy's Style Crew page you upload your content to. So Macy's Style Crew makes it really easy, and they actually have an app that you can upload and see all of your statistics. So in Caroline's earlier slides, when she was showing you her statistics from Instagram, it's very similar to that, but it's the Macy's Style Crew app where you can see all of your statistics. You can see how many people have viewed your each video you've posted, and then also it goes into a lot more in detail of more statistics in there, but everything is counted on what they view on Macy's Style Crew's page, not what they view on the platform you shared it on, if that makes
sense.
So
that's why it's probably for you, a video is going to be something that gets people, because you do your static post on Instagram and then you tell them to go there, so they go there to watch the video. So if it were me posting a static post on Instagram, maybe it's a beautiful lip color, and if you want to find out what this lip color is, go to the link in my bio.
So on your social media, do like a tease, and then if you want to see the actual thing, you'd steer them to your Macy's Style Crew, so then you can potentially earn by them clicking on that link.
Right. That would be the way you do it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Cosette, for being here, and for everyone who stayed to hear about this opportunity. Feel free to text me or to email me any questions or comments that you have about what either I went through on the presentation or with what Cosette gave you with Macy Style Crew, and I will be sending out another invite for our Get Social call on next month. Thanks for joining, everybody, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, you guys.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, Cosette.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great
Great
job.
work.